What up? It's Nino Radio. Welcome, everybody watching live and on the repeat. It is Monday, April 10th, 2023. Welcome to Nino Radio. Oh, yeah. We got a great show, y'all. It's full of some info. I got my great guest, my co-host, my bad, sis. Christy, you there?
I am here.
Hey, Christy, MAGA in the building. What up, sis?
Hey, how is everybody doing?
You doing all right tonight?
How are you doing, Nina?
I'm doing pretty good, sis.
Can you
Thank
hear
you.
me?
Thank you for asking.
Good, good. How was your Easter?
Went good. But let's go ahead and get our fellow co-host before we start getting into that because it's pretty interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, the crowd favorite, it is brother Jesse Lopez. Jesse, you there?
Hey, what's up, people?
Hey, what's up, Jesse? God bless you. God bless Christy, everybody watching. Again, thank y'all for joining us on the show today. We got a bunch of info, and we're going to get right into it. But real quick, before we dive into this, it was Easter weekend, and of course, Facebook was lit. People fighting left and right about Easter. Christy, how was your Easter? Give us a quick rundown, and then we're going to go to Jesse, and then I'll give my quick Easter rundown before we get into some awesome topics. What are we going to do with Trump? Go ahead, Christy. How was your Easter?
My Easter was pretty great. We ended up having a big family dinner. Do have a little bit of family divide going on, but other than that, the majority of us got together, had a great dinner, and have my nieces down here from Indiana, and it was a great family time.
Wow, ain't that great, sis? Just to spend family time with your family.
Absolutely, it's tradition.
Hey, sis, and real quick, how was the weather over there?
Hot. hot. Yeah, we are having unprecedented records of heat right now, like about 93 in April, and yeah, it's hot. It's really hot.
Wow. Okay. Hey, Jesse, how's the weather down there in Corpitos? Is that where you're at, Corpus, right? How's it down there?
Yeah, down here, it's about 70, 76, 75. Not too bad. It stopped raining. That was good.
Okay. Was it, let me know in the comments if the audio sounds good. We can put the show together. So is it humid down there, bro? You're in Corpus, right?
Yeah, normally, around this time of the year, it's not too humid.
Wow.
I would say in another 3 months, it's going to start getting humid because that heat's going to start coming in. And then the building's going to start sweating.
Hey, Jesse, I'm going to tell you right now, bro, whenever I go down south, bro, I cannot deal with that heat, bro. In West Texas, it's a dry heat. But down there, bro, it's just, it's humid, huh, bro? You go outside and it's just like sticky, huh, bro?
Yeah, as soon as you take a shower, you walk outside, you're all wet.
Wow, bro. You just get used to it, huh?
Yeah,
carry a towel. That Florida humidity.
It's crazy. Just the heat, y'all. I don't know. Let us know in the chat, y'all, what y'all like better, the heat or the cold. I like it better hot, to be honest. I don't like being cold whatsoever.
No cold. Like I see some of my friends up in Montana, man. They still got like 5 and 6 feet of snow.
Ooh, hey, that's one thing I don't like. I don't like snow and I don't like rain whatsoever because I'm from West Texas. We don't know how to drive in either condition, to be completely honest. So, anyways, y'all, we're gonna get my Easter was good. We went and watched the new Mario's movie, y'all. It was awesome. There was no wokeness, no weirdness. Anybody listening right now, y'all, the Mario movie was awesome. I took my wife and kids to watch it. Real quick tidbit, if you watch it, y'all, make sure you stay to the very end. There's an actual little clip of, I guess, what they're going to prelude to the part 2. So make sure you stay in there. Awesome movie, y'all. I really enjoyed the Mario show. Mario movie brought back a bunch of memories. Me and my kids really enjoyed it. My son said it was a 7. He's kind of a hater. He's real sharp with all that. So he was real critical of that movie, y'all. But we win. And I enjoyed the day. Let's get to it, y'all, what y'all want to hear about. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, what are we going to do with Trump? We got some information, y'all. Christy, go ahead and break it down. Jesse's going to take it over here. But real quick, Christy, what's going on with the situation with Trump? His popularity is just something else. You do not like DeSantis. There's like a ongoing battle. Go ahead, Christy.
So, there are things that DeSantis has done that I do like, but there's more that he's done that I don't like. I think he's deep state. I think that Trump's popularity since this indictment has just skyrocketed. And I think that Jesse's going to really be able to add some light to the things that we're talking about here. If DeSantis decides to run against Trump, I think it's going to not be a good thing for DeSantis.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Jesse has a lot of info on this, y'all. Jesse's our go-to right here with the news, y'all. I'm kind of out of the loop, but we do want to bring y'all the important info. Jesse, your thoughts on the whole situation with Trump and DeSantis? A lot of things are brewing up. Let us know, Jesse.
Well, the funny part is that Gavin Newsom's running around some states trying to tell people that he hasn't come out saying that he's going to run,
I saw
but he's
that.
saying that look at California, we've got everything hooked up. And then they said, and if DeSantis runs again, Trump is going to run over him like a railroad. So,
He told a little bit of truth, didn't he?
even Newsom is telling DeSantis, don't run. And then some of the other rhinos and some other Republicans are telling DeSantis, now is not your time. Now is not the time because you're going to divide the party.
And Jesse, what do you think about all that, bro? Optics is something. I mean, how can Newsom be saying that? It's like kind of weird that he would even say this kind of truth. Go ahead.
Well, Newsom is trying just to throw a grenade in the room and leave. You see what he just wants people to get all confused, because he's trying to get up there all slicked up with his gel hair and everything, and it's like trying to convince people before he even says that he's going to run that if people vote for him, he'll fix all the stuff that's going on right now. And they said, well, wait a minute, what about the stuff that's going on in California? And he keeps saying it's like, oh, it's about trans kids and about far right people taking over the cities and getting rid of councilmen, and so he's trying to flip it upside down to what it actually is, and he ain't going to do anything that's different than it's in California right now. And then one of the things that DeSantis does about DeSantis that people don't seem to remember is he used to be a senator. Now,
Okay.
when he was a senator, he wanted to push a lot of restrictions on Medicare. He wanted to change the age from 65 to 70, as well as to Social Security. But he's not talking about that now. But that's what he used to say when he was a senator. So it's like, okay, so which way do you want it? Are you going to push for cuts in Medicare, and then you're going to push up the age for Social Security, or not? Because he needs to stick with the message that he's going to go with.
Amen.
Nino,
Go ahead, Christi.
You know what I call DeSantis, the white Barack Obama. He is pretty for the cameras. He's pretty for the cameras. He speaks what people want to hear, but he flip-flops as much as Fauci did.
What do you think about that, Jesse?
The funny part is that you don't hear the Democrats getting on his back. Why not?
What do you think?
They're not complaining. They're not complaining about DeSantis running for president.
Okay.
You see, so they haven't said anything bad about DeSantis. It's just the message from the Democrats is just no Trump. They don't want Trump. We don't want Trump. We don't want Trump. Throw this indictment, this other indictment, and then they were talking about it on the media today. I was checking different channels, and they're so focused on this Stormy Daniels thing. It's like, wait a minute, that thing came out during the 2016 election. So why are they still dragging that stuff around? People knew about it back then, and then now they're trying to say, oh, how are you guys going to be getting over a candidate that paid hush money to a porn star? Oh, well, wait a minute. That story's from 2016.
Hey, you got a good point, bro. Didn't they already try this? It's like the Twilight Zone.
Yeah, they tried that.
Hey, Jesse, I got a question. Let's go to the next situation because y'all, the polls, everything's just looking good for Trump, y'all. Real quick, what happened to the indictment? Isn't it like kind of like it disappeared? I mean, are they still trying to use that fraudulent, maneuver? Trump's at the UFC, crowd goes crazy. What do y'all think, Christi? Your thoughts on the indictment? Did it work? Does it kind of seem like Twilight Zone? Like it's not even like I just feel like the indictment was just so fraudulent and so weak that it's like has disappeared in the like the next day. It wasn't even like a big deal. I mean, yeah, we got behind Trump about it. But it's kind of weird how it's not really has any legs to stand on, or you know what I'm saying? To me, it just doesn't seem powerful or of any kind of just. I mean, it just seems kind of weird, the whole indictment, like it was like a bad dream and it just came and went. Go ahead, Christy.
I think that they realized real quick that it needed to go. He was sent $10 million in donations for his campaign.
Wow.
His popularity has soared even more. People that you never would think that have or would support him have now come forward saying, I didn't like the man at first. I'm with him. I'm voting for him. I mean, his popularity has soared. And I just posted in the comments that the polls kind of for DeSantis and Trump, and it shows Trump at 54%, DeSantis at 26%, tying his lowest ever. So, I think that they just want it to go away. I think that they know it needs to go away. All it's doing is just add more ammo to him.
Totally agree. Go ahead, Jesse.
Yeah, and that's exactly what's happening, because the reason everything went silent on the indictment is that, for one, they moved the next hearing to September. So the September's when the defense team is going to be able to go over there and do all its motions and everything, and then Bragg is trying to make the other half of the trial start in late December or January. What he's trying to do is interfere with the damn election, because that's when the primaries start. And it's like, and Christie's right, because there's some people posting up. There's like, you know what? I didn't like Trump before. I still don't like him. But what I hate the worst is when I can see that the judicial system is trying to get him for something that he didn't do, or something that's not even illegal to do. It starts to make me feel, and there was a black man that came on it and said, more and more I'm being convinced that Trump is actually the fourth black president. Look at the way they're going after him. It's like, I know how that feels. I'm black. How people come up and make accusations against you that aren't true. They try to drum up charges that aren't true. They try to put you in jail and don't have no trial, or give you a messed up attorney. And it's like, just dig up stuff and keep digging up stuff just to make you look bad. And it's like, so yeah, it makes me feel like Trump is a black president. The way they treated him just like they treat the rest of the black people.
And it's crazy you say that, Jesse, because to be honest, I've been following a lot of urban pages on Instagram. I love Instagram, y'all. We're gonna try to get this show onto Instagram once they let us do that. But the point is this: I've seen a lot of people on Instagram, videos, TikTok, like they're backing up Trump. I think the average everyday American is. I mean, who told me earlier? Like, the money ain't adding up, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, you work so hard. Who told me this? I just talked to somebody about this. They said that basically that they feel like they're working. Oh, a buddy, right, in the oil field. He said he's working and he feels like the money's just not adding up. He's working harder and harder and the money's not adding up. And he's a businessman. He's a hard worker. So you got to think about it, ladies and gentlemen. If we could feel the pinch, and I'm in the oil field, me and my buddies are oil fielders. Imagine the everyday American that doesn't make oil field money. Imagine the everyday American that's just getting by check to check. If we think $100, ain't feeling like it used to feel, imagine them when they get $100 or any kind of cash. It just doesn't have the same weight or value. That right there, I don't care what anybody says, They're going to want to vote for another president. They don't give a flip about Stormy Daniels. They don't care about nothing. But what really matters is providing for their family and having having something to come home to, not feeling so depressed. It's depressing under Biden's regime, ladies and gentlemen, especially when your money is not going where it should be going, or it's not stretched out far enough. Christy, think about it. Groceries. You buy groceries for your family. Am I lying, or am I just, does it resonate what I'm saying, that buying groceries or whatever, the money's just not stretching like it used to? Go ahead, Christy.
It definitely doesn't stretch like it used to, So going back into, your buddy saying that he feels like he's working harder and that the money's not adding up, you look at it from me being in this corporate setting, that they they let go 5 people because they had corporate restructuring and put all of that onto us, making the same amount. And then, you're getting these checks, I'm working 12 to 14 hours a day, doing that type of stuff. And then trying to go buy groceries after I'm exhausted and the money's
Yeah,
still
you're
not adding up.
tired.
I mean, it doesn't add up. Working harder and getting paid the same, it's just not adding up. $6 for a dozen eggs, $4 for a gallon of milk here in South Florida, and we're back up to almost $3.70 for gas down here. I don't know what everybody else is at, but it's crazy. It's not adding up.
And that's what I said. The gas prices and diesel prices, y'all, they are not going down whatsoever. And I'm a trucker. My truck's eating. I'm doing 2 trucks a week, $3,500 just in diesel. And I'm in these Facebook groups, y'all. These poor, truckers, they don't make oil field money like me. And they're like always talking about retiring their trucks and getting out the business because it's tough. So when is everybody on the brink of disaster financially in their home? And not just financially, like Christy said, you're tired emotionally, physically. You're tired of working so damn hard for such little pay. It's a tough time. But let's talk about this though. Let's segue. $3 million in Hunter Biden. Jesse, talk about that real quick. Do you know about this, ladies and gentlemen? Go ahead, brother.
Well, it's a funny thing you mentioned that, because right before the indictment came down, Congress, which is majority GOP, came up with some money that they found out through the U.S. Treasury Department gave them the information that $3 million had gone to the Biden family. 4 members of the Biden family directly to them.
Wait, hold on. When did this come out? When?
When it came from China a couple of weeks ago, right before the indictment came down. And it's funny because right after they found the money, you start hearing noise about the indictment. And then when you start hearing more noise about the laptop, that they're looking into it a little bit more, and it's like, oh, so now there's more noise. Oh, well, we got an indictment in Georgia, and we got the Maralago classified documents, and we got the indictment in New York. And it's like, oh, wait a minute. Well, what happened to all this other stuff? What's going on? Even the French president, Macron, they asked he actually went to China to visit the Chinese, and he took a bunch of businessmen with him so they could get hooked up with China and some business deals between China and France. And when they asked him about, well, what do you think about Taiwan? He says, oh, we're going to stay out of it. We're going to let the United States handle it. So it's like,
Wow.
there's too much noise that's coming from the left that makes it sound more and more like distractions, getting people to lose confidence in Trump. And it's like, but like you said, but the numbers don't add up. If people are losing confidence in Trump, why do polls keep going up? And then the rest of the GOP people that were considering running for president, they're scared of running for president now, because if they come in and run against Trump, what's going to be their message? Are they going to be anti-Trump? Because Trump is America first. So are they going to be America second?
Oh,
Or are they going to say, whatever Trump says, that's what I'm for, if I vote for me?
real quick, Christy,
It's going to be a hard one to pull.
I agree. Hey, Christy, can you read that interesting comment from infamous truth teller? I want us to dissect this because we promote free speech even if we don't agree with it. Christy, can you read that comment? Christy, you there?
Absolutely.
Can you read it?
Yeah. So it says Stephen's office. There were things that he found.
No, Christy.
Can you hear me?
No, I'm talking about the comment on the screen from infamous truth
Hello?
teller. Can you hear me? Hold on. Christy, you there? Christy,
Nino?
can you hear me? Yellow? Sis. Technical difficulties. Can you hear me now?
It looks like the comment is something about the stuff that Trump dismantled.
Yeah, go. I'll go ahead and read it. I was trying to get Christy to get involved here, but I'm my phone is we have difficulties. So, Truth Teller says, my opinion. Look at all this stuff. Christy, you want to read it? Go ahead and read it. I want you to read it, sis. Can you read it? Christy, you there? Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna get Christy on my other line over here. Internet. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear
Okay,
me?
Christy, can you read that comment from Infamous Truth Teller? We promote free speech. Go ahead, read this.
Yeah, that's what I was reading.
Okay, go ahead.
It says, hold on. It says at Nino America. So my opinion, look at all the stuff that Trump dismantled while he was in office. There were things that he passed while he was in office that had this effect that we're feeling today too. And so, yeah, that's what that says. And I've got my own opinions about that. But
go ahead.
They're being respectful, and
it's all good. We can agree to disagree. So what do you think about that, sis? When people say that, because I heard somebody say that too on the internet today, or I forgot when I saw it, that basically we're feeling the effects of Trump's presidency right now. Go ahead, Christy, and I'll let Jesse take that on. But we appreciate Infamous's comment. We're free speechers here. Go ahead, Christy, your thoughts.
So I know that whenever Trump was in office, one of the biggest things that he did to help me personally was he lowered employment taxes, and I was paying like $240 per paycheck for employment taxes. When Biden went into office and he eliminated that, he stopped that, it went back up to $700 per pay period. Per paycheck. So I know that gas was cheaper under Trump. I know that housing was cheaper under Trump. I know that food was definitely a lot cheaper under Trump. And people are going to try to spin this narrative that that COVID, and because he didn't have a firm grasp on COVID and nobody had a firm grasp on COVID. We had never seen anything like that before in our lifetime. Yeah. Nobody knew what to do. And of course, it looks like that, all these governors and all these cities and mayors and everybody were wanting to shut down cities and do all of this, and which ultimately caused small businesses to flop, to fail. And then whenever Biden's in office and we realize that this isn't near as dangerous as what everybody said it was, that all those body bags were just hoaxes, that cities started reopening and states started reopening. So it looks like that Biden has this great track record of employment going back up. It's not true. It's absolutely not true. He just unlocked the cities. And it just irritates me.
And she has another great point. I wish I had opened the lines up and let her speak, but she says that I respectfully disagree. You have to think about all the things that he did while he was in office, and I could give you facts if you want me to give you. I want to say this real quick. What about the things that he tried to do that the Democrats wouldn't let him do? You know what I'm saying? The dude can only go do so much. Jesse, you want to respond to this comment from this?
Nino, can I say one last thing before? The only thing I want to say is that I think Elle nailed it on the head, that they said that almost every policy and everything that Trump had put into place, Biden came in and undid, and he changed those policies. So really, what's going on? Then that means it's the Biden administration that's causing these failures, correct?
Go ahead, Jesse. Want to respond to that commentator saying that Trump's fault?
That's true, because like she says, everything that President Trump put into effect, all the protections, the border, building the wall, everything, lower taxes, lower gasoline prices. Man, I'm down here in Corpus. I was paying $1.67 a gallon. $1.67 when Trump was president. It was like it got to the point where it's like, is it going to keep going down? So it was like the prices at the grocery store was good. People were making their paychecks and they weren't losing it all for taxes. So a lot of these things, and then people were getting more rights. More people. We had a guy in one of the things that we had was was in the news the other day. Is like a lot of Chinese are coming across through the southern border. They're catching them in minivans, in trucks, in U-Haul trucks full of Chinese people. It's like, well, wait a minute. Where's all these Chinese people coming from? And where are they going to? Because they're all getting released out into the community all over the country, just like the rest of them are. And then look at all the free. And the thing about people getting pissed off is because look at all the free stuff that all the illegal immigrants are getting. They get a free phone. They get a free
Yeah.
food stamp card. Everything they get is free, free medical. They don't even have to sign up for none of this stuff. It's as long as they have that illegal alien card, they get everything free.
None of them are vetted either.
And that's something else we were going to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. But I wanted to respond back to this commentator. But I'm gonna tell you right now, y'all. Basically, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. I'm messing up over here, y'all. My bad. I'm gonna say this, y'all. Basically, what happened? If I can get myself over here, uh, under Trump, I'm gonna tell you right now, man. I'm messing up, y'all. My bad. Under Trump, I made more money. Simple as that. Under Trump, fuel and everything was lower, right? We were prospering. I mean, other countries were respecting us. We were under threat of nuclear war and the China balloon and these illegals. I mean, we were trying to do something good. So my perspective, real quick, not go too long-winded. When Trump was president, I actually made way more money than I do today. Okay, so that's my point about it. So we do respect free speech. You can say what you want and believe that it was Trump's fault what's happening right now. But come on, y'all. How long has Biden been in office? I mean, it's basically when is he going to take responsibility for what he's done, shutting down the oil field day one, other things that mishaps and whatnot. So again, I was doing better under Trump. Let us know in the comments, y'all, if you're doing better or worse under Trump, and if you believe this is Trump's fault, that the economy is the way it is now. And real quick, Jesse, let's get to the illegal aliens, the Chinese people. Go ahead, sis.
I just want to say real quick, no, everything is better under Biden. Remember, we saved 16 cents at our picnic.
Thank you. I forgot about that one. Yeah. Let's not start with that. you finish start throwing the low blows. No, but that's real though. They told us we were going to save 16 cents, y'all, and be grateful for that hot dog. It was 16 cents cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's get back to the illegal aliens. The Chinese. You know what? And I don't want to. I don't even want to say what I want to say on here due to YouTube's community standards, the violations and whatnot. But I don't know. When I see certain people in public, they can say what they want about me. I kind of feel like kind of weird. Like, are these people like spies? And you can take it for what you want. That's just an honest, thought that comes across my mind. Tell us about the illegal aliens, the Asians that have been coming across the border. Jesse, it's kind of interesting. Go ahead.
Well, it's strange because Border Patrol and Customs they keep on finding them coming across the border by the truckload in U-Haul vans, by railroad car, and then they can speak English, so they got to find a translator to try and understand how was it that they got across, and pretty much the same way as all the other illegals are coming across from Salvador, Venezuela, Honduras, Cuba, is like they're paying the cartel, and the cartel's getting rich off of all of this. And then the president of Mexico keeps saying all of this. He puts the blame on Biden, even though that he didn't say anything about the Mexican government being a little bit corrupt. And they probably take some money from the cartel too. But it was funny because the other day they were talking about 4 days ago. It was the anniversary of the Afghanistan pullout, when we pulled out of Afghanistan, and the Admiral Kirby went on there, and he basically during the Afghanistan pullout, he didn't see everything was organized. He even said that there was video of an airplane full of people from Afghanistan that were being flown out. But what he didn't say, that there were people on the outside of the airplane also when they were falling off of the plane. And then he tried to blame it all on Trump. It's like, wait a minute. Trump wasn't the president when you pulled out of Afghanistan. Biden was the president. So everything that's happening, they keep blaming it on Trump. Trump. The economy, blame it on Trump. Unemployment numbers, blame it on Trump. Everything costs more. I got a neighbor that owns like about 3 Mexican restaurants, And he says he's making less money now because everything that he has to buy to make food, chicken, vegetables, and stuff like that,
Yeah.
uh, uh, cups, plastic, straws, everything costs more. And then he can't keep his employees unless he gives them more pay because they need more money to live out in the community because everything's going up in the grocery stores and the gas stations. So it's a big cycle, and everything that's if you look at everything that's happening across the country, it's like it looks like this administration is trying to destroy America on purpose.
Yeah. Oh,
Well, you got the railroads. How many derailments have we had already? Where
Jesse,
the trains are going off the track?
Jesse,
At least four.
and
You
you know,
got four derailments. You got chemical plants exploding. There were some chemicals leaking into the Mississippi River. So it's like,
we got a bunch of
why
problems.
is all this stuff happening
Yeah.
right now?
Yeah. And Jesse, think about it though.
And then
Like,
now
can you hear me? I just want to say real
and
quick, like,
Biden trying to work it.
go
Go
ahead,
ahead.
Jesse. Finish your train of thought, brother. My bad. I'm sorry.
Biden's working on a border deal with Canada, and it's like Canada. Oh, to keep the migrants from crossing from Canada into America, and from America into Canada. Canada don't want the illegals up there.
And we haven't even talked about the billions to Ukraine, y'all. Okay, it's a debacle, this whole Biden presidency. But one thing they don't talk about Trump, y'all, is when he crossed with Little Rock with the Rocket Man, right? I mean, this guy was basically respected by the leaders. And again, this isn't really a show to promote like Trump, but it kind of is. Like we're like in a tough spot in America in history, and they always blame Trump, but they never give him credit for these legendary moves he's made. Christi, when he walked, when it was war-torn BLM attacking everybody, he walked with the Bible. Remember that? And that was like
Yeah.
historical. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
there's things this man has done that people don't give him credit for. You know? So, real quick,
While
Christi,
while the
go ahead.
leader while the female vice president said you haven't even seen anything yet. We're coming back hard. Cities were burning down. Antifa was rioting everything, all this looting, all this stuff. And they said they had BLM set up bail funds for these people that were doing that stuff. And her laughing, saying, you haven't seen anything yet. Disgusting.
And
They are disgusting, vile
says,
people.
and we don't want to go too far off of this, but we can talk about Biden and them, celebrating and doing for the LG, the rest. When the Christians got shot up, right? When the Christians were taken out by a psychopath, it's like the Biden presidency, the Biden administration did more for the shooter. Has anybody forgot about that part?
Well, not only that.
Now we have
Well,
now we have a designated holiday for the
What?
people that do that. Now we have a designated holiday for the people that do that. Just
Wow.
like the manifesto girl. Yeah. Now they want to make a special day to honor those people. I'll never honor those people. You can't make me. YouTube
Right.
can't make me. IG can't make me.
Amen.
You
Let's
can't
go.
make
You
me.
can't make me. Hey, we might not be able to say it, but you can't make me.
You can't make me.
I like that. See, you can't make me. I'm gonna make a shirt. Okay. All right, Jesse. Final words on that topic. We're gonna move on. Speaking of shooting, the bank shooting. I thought it was a robbery. They said it was a shooting in Kentucky.
No, it's a shooting.
Go ahead, Jesse. Final words on that last topic. Go ahead if you want, brother.
So you got that guy we're talking about what happened in Tennessee, right? With the shooter.
Yes.
Kentucky.
They're talking about the three Democratic senators that got thrown out of the Capitol
Yeah.
during voting because they actually led a protest inside the Capitol, and they interrupted the hearing that was going on in the Capitol. So they got ejected from the being representatives.
Yeah. I
So
saw
now
that.
everybody's holding up three fingers
What?
to honor the three Democrat
Wow.
senators that got kicked off of the Senate in Tennessee. And it's like, well, wait a minute. What about the 6 victims from the shooting?
Man.
Nobody's
Mhm.
honoring the 6 victims that got shot.
Hey, and Jesse, real quick, good point. But I saw that speech. What they were doing in Tennessee, acting a fool. That was ridiculous. That was just a debacle itself. But let's go back to, let's segue, y'all, to the shooting. Jesse or Christy, you got any info on the shooting? Or Jesse, let's take it to the shooting that happened in Kentucky. Ain't that near you, Christy? Go ahead.
Well, it's close to where I was born and raised. I was born and raised in Henderson, Kentucky, but it was in Louisville, which is 90 miles
Wow.
away. Um, yeah, a employee that was hired by the bank was fired by the bank and went in and shot up. 4 people are dead and was shot in the head and is in critical condition, fighting for his
Wow.
life right now. Yeah,
Wow. Go ahead.
but Trump, I'm sure, did that too.
Go ahead, Jesse. And we're not trying to make light of this,
But
y'all. Just being honest. Go ahead.
and the only good thing that came out of that, law enforcement was on the scene in 3 minutes. 3 minutes they were on the scene. Officers from the street responded to the shooting without no shields, without no SWAT tactical gear, just off the street. And they went in there and they probably saved a lot of lives. That's why you got the officer in the hospital right now. I think 1 or 2 other victims. I think a total of 9 victims
Real quick, look at this. It's interesting.
that are in the
Just
hospital or dead.
look at
And
this.
it's like took them 3 minutes to get there. And of course they're talking about, oh, well, the guns did it. What the guns? That was a bank
Mhm.
employee
Yeah.
that did it.
Look, Jesse, I got on the
So I'm sure he brought the gun.
Jesse, I got it on the screen here. You see that, Christy?
Yeah, that's the guy
Justin,
right
Mhm.
there.
Louisville mass shooter identified as Connor Sturgeon, who identified, what does that say, Christy, as what?
Hold
Oh,
on.
those are his pronouns. He,
He
him.
and
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Is this another one?
No.
Those are his pronouns.
Didn't we just have someone with them kind of
Yeah,
pronouns?
yeah.
Yeah,
So
but
he's got
this
pronouns,
one's
right?
biological pronouns.
Christy,
Yeah,
hey
he's got
guys,
pronouns. He, him. He's like,
I thought they were oppressed. I thought they were the ones being oppressed in America in 2023.
Yeah.
Huh? It says he and
yeah,
him. That's his pronouns?
he. I bet. I bet you there's more to his story than they put out.
Oh,
Totally
I
He's
agree.
a
guarantee it.
he and a him. He's a he, him. It's like, okay.
Look what this
Because
guy's.
I don't see too many. You don't see too many people with it. In fact, well, on my feed, I don't see anybody with pronouns.
Let's hope
Look,
not.
we'll put a pronoun right next to his name right there. It's called a pendejo.
For real. Hey, but hey, let's think about this real quick though. They keep bringing this up, y'all. The pronouns they use in the Bible for legion were, what was it? They, them. Like the demonic forces in the Bible had pronouns, y'all. Don't forget it. Go ahead, Chrissy. Your thoughts on this psychopath with these pronouns? Go ahead.
I kind of agree with what you all said. I don't know why anybody needs to even use pronouns. Jesus gave us 2 genders, and it's obvious what this person was. I know that I wish that we would have had law enforcement that would have got to those babies in Texas in 3 minutes.
Hey, Jesse. What are your thoughts?
Exactly.
Jesse, I want to ask you real quick, Jesse, because me and Christy and the Christians that are in the comments, they call us, homophobes on all these crazy words, right? They
And I
identify us.
love it.
Christy, let's go. Hold on. But Jesse, what are your thoughts, bro? I mean, I know you're not, I'm not going to sit there and say you're not like us in that aspect, but what are your thoughts on all that? Jesse, you're an older, patriot and you served. What do you think about these people that are doing this? I think they're basically putting mental illness like on the forefront on a pedestal. What are your thoughts about this, Jesse? Like from an old school perspective, what do you really think about this stuff that's going on with these people that some might call weirdos or perverts or other words like that? Go
Well,
ahead.
the thing that upsets me the most is like when you've got adults, right? That they're going to lead the life that they want to lead,
Right.
right? Regardless of what it says in the Bible, or regardless of what we think. What upsets me is when they try to push it on our kids, And when they try to groom the kids, and when they put the books in the library that tells kids how to have homosexual sex, how to have sex with, how to masturbate. There's been a lot of school board meetings where the parents have gone in there and read the book that their kid brought home from school, and the school board says, well, we're not allowed to read pornography in the meeting. I said, really? You're not allowed to read pornography in the meeting? Because you got this in your library and you gave it to my 10-year-old little kid.
Wow.
So basically, they're grooming children, and the same thing that what they're trying to do with making it so that transgender kids can have surgery without their parents' consent. And it's like, wait a minute, we don't even let them buy beer without their parents' consent. They can't drive till they're 18. So they can't vote till they're 18, but you can get operated on without your parents' consent when you're 10.
What do you think
See,
about that?
when they keep pushing this message, they keep pushing it and pushing it and push. Somebody was talking about it the other day. Well, I think it was Dana Lash. She's got a podcast and she comes out there all the time. But she says what the left is trying to do is they're trying to push you little bit by little bit by little bit more to the left. And before you know it, you're going to be way over there accepting everything that they're trying to shove down your throat.
There was a
So
federal
everybody
law.
needs to take a stand. Everybody needs to take a stand.
Totally
There
agree.
was
Go
a
ahead, Christy.
there was a federal lawsuit filed just recently in Maine for the school system there giving their child a transitioning device without the parents' knowledge.
You know, and I like Jesse's train of thought because let's be honest, y'all, we're the crazy Christians. Amen. And we're going to thump the Bible all the time. But basically, when you are doing this, like, I say it like this, take the Bible out of it. I kind of like that approach, right, Christy? Like, let's take the Bible out of it. Like Jesse said, they can't vote or there's certain age restrictions, but you can do other things in sexual nature and show them things without parents' consent or whatever at any age. Like the drag shows, they are for any age. I've seen, children at drag shows, videos, we've seen it. So that's like what Jesse said. Like, I'm not saying forget the Bible, but forget the Bible real quick and look at the moral issue. Look at what they're doing, sometimes without parents' consent or when they're in school indoctrinating children. Guys, I think that the parents need to be the ones that give the kids the birds and the bees conversation.
Absolutely.
I don't think that it's up to the government or to the public school system to basically. I mean, I guess science and biology is okay, but their science and biology is wicked as hell. It's saying that you know the rest. That's not the science that I want to promote or show my children. That two pencils, right? Erasers. I'm trying to be. I'm trying to. You know what I'm saying? It's like an outlet in a socket. That's how electricity works. You know what I'm saying? You can't put two sockets together. Help me out, Christy.
You can't. You've got a female end and a male end, and two females don't produce electricity. Two males don't produce electricity.
Totally agree. Hey, thank you, brother Kingdom, brother, with the super chat. Let's go. Okay, let's move on, y'all, before we get banned.
I just want to
Continue.
say,
Go ahead.
I just want to say real quick, Josh just had a really, really awesome point. Do they have Bibles in the library, in the school libraries? Don't think so.
Oh, well,
Wow.
that's actually against the law because you can't mix religion with the state.
Mm-hmm.
Jesse, what's your thoughts on that? You served over 20-year veteran. We salute Jesse Lopez. What are your thoughts when people try to use that excuse that you can't mix church and the government and all that? What are your thoughts on that, Jesse? Let it rip, bro. Let it rip, brother.
It's hypocrisy.
Wow.
It's complete hypocrisy because it's like you can't teach a kid about church. They arrested that coach because he was kneeling on the football field after the game. He wasn't telling his players to kneel with him. They just kneeled with him and they prayed after the game. And they put him in jail because he was praying on the football field. And he had to take that case all the way to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court said, that's freedom of speech. If you want to pray on the
But what
football
does our
field, that's
Constitution
freedom of
say?
speech.
Yeah, but what's our Constitution say?
But you-
Uh,
exactly. Freedom of speech, freedom of religion, is like they can't put you in jail for that. Like they've been put in they've been put in pastors that go and pray. This pastor was praying across the street outside of an abortion clinic in
yep,
in some state that abortion is still allowed, and they arrested him.
yep, I saw that.
They arrested him for praying across
Oh,
the
I saw
street
that.
from an abortion clinic. And it's like, what are you doing? It's like, you're under arrest of trespassing. Trespassing? I'm across the street. And they still arrested him. And it's like, and then the other guy that they arrested, he was also protesting in front of an abortion clinic, and they said that he was impeding the pathway for people to go
Yeah.
into the building. It's like when they showed the video that he had recorded, he wasn't doing any such thing, so they had to find him not guilty.
And real quick,
But it's the thing that they keep trying to they're pushing it on the kids to make them think, hey, it's okay to do this, it's okay to do that. uh there's just like anything else, is like has an age restriction, because they're not ready to deal with those issues at such a young age. They should make those things the same way, because it's like, if they were to take booze to the cafeteria at the elementary school, uh, why don't you give them booze with their lunch tray? It's just as illegal as the thing that you're doing, porn, to the kids in the library books. Uh, that's considered child abuse by the Texas Child Code.
Jesse,
Just like that Abenami that told that little boy to suck his tongue.
that's the next subject.
The Dalai Lama, yeah.
Ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen, this is sick. I'm not gonna lie, I want to vomit looking at this right now. I'm sorry for the graphic. Viewer discretion. Put the discretion in there. Like, viewer discretion is advised, y'all. If you haven't seen this video, this is freaking disgusting. Who the hell would think it's okay for another man, grown ass, old, supposed elder, holiness? Didn't he talk down on Trump? Didn't this old pervert talk down on Trump?
No, I'm sure he did.
His holiness was talking down on
Oh,
Trump, I
yeah.
heard. But how the hell does any grown man, especially an old geezer pervert like this, have the audacity to put his mouth on a child and then tell the child to suck his tongue? Christi, take it
Yeah.
away.
I know
I
there
heard
would
that,
be
and it's like,
a tongueless Dalai
this guy
Lama
must
around
be,
me.
that's crazy. That's crazy.
And you saw the kid's reaction. If you get to see the whole video, the kid tries to pull away and is so uncomfortable and doesn't know what to do. It is absolutely disgusting. Just the way that our leader goes around and sniffs little kids.
Well,
It's
hey,
disgusting.
Like Queen Sheba said, lock him up.
Exactly.
Why don't they put this dude and put him in jail? Give a flip. What leader religion? Put him in freaking jail. If this was Trump, what would happen? If this was Biden, what would happen? If this was me or you, what would happen? Disgusting, y'all.
Well, it depends where you're at, because if it happened down here in South Texas, you'd be in a lot of hurt.
Totally agree. It's freaking disgusting, y'all. Okay.
You'd be hurting.
Okay, hold on. We got something real quick. Hold on, y'all. Michael G says, Christi, look at this. Have y'all noticed?
I responded. Yep.
Hold on. We buy Bibles. We give Bibles. Have you noticed that the KJV, God's inspired, preserved Word of God, Amen, is getting harder to find in stores? It's still the most popular Bible, but stores don't want the truth being sold. They have other ones. Christi, have you been having a hard time finding the Bibles, or have the prices gone up real quick?
So
Thank you, Michael.
The place that we used to get our Bibles from, the price of a case of Bibles has increased by, I think, what was it, Nino? $19?
Man.
19, 20, 20. Yeah, I guess about $23 total. And I can only find the in bulk Bibles at one place now, and the price has it's risen dramatically. They don't want people to know the truth. They don't want the truth.
And we only use a KJV. Thank you, Michael. The brother knows we're KJV only. I don't care what anybody says. And Christy, besides the Bibles being hard to find, we're keeping an eye on that, brother. Thank you. Christy, how about the price of shipping?
Yeah. So shipping has gone up too. It was the only way that we can send it, to be honest, that we would be able to afford to send out this is through media mail. And the reason I like using media mail anyway is because it also gives you a tracking number. The bad thing with media mail is it gets intercepted a lot, and they open up the packages because you're not allowed to have anything but educational material in there. So you can't put stickers in with it. You can't put a handwritten note in with it. You can't do anything, but it's increased by almost, it was 236. Most places for me to ship from Florida, some of them were 386, but everything's gone to most places, especially like going to California stuff, to over like almost 450 a Bible to ship now.
Christy, that's what I said. I just sent some shirts to La Mesa and one to Philadelphia. The arrest Biden. I don't got it here, but arrest Biden, free Trump, and they was like $5 a shirt. You're basically paying the same price for a Bible as a shirt. That's crazy. And real quick though, where's that lady earlier? The prices of shipping has increased. The prices of meat has increased. The prices of chicken has increased. The prices of food has increased. Let's do this all, y'all. The prices of everything has increased. Everything has increased. Like for real though, everything has gone up. It wasn't like this under Trump. Okay, y'all, we got to finish this up, y'all. What's the next thing? Culture shock. We talked about this. Hit him up with this one, Jesse. What the hell's going on? Juanita Broderick, our friend, said Maralago raid was done through special access request to DOJ from the Biden White House. Jesse, touch on this.
On the Maralago.
Look at this, everybody. Go ahead, Jesse. Take it away.
Yeah, that's on the Maralago. It's like there's a legal a right wing a right legal center got a FOIA request from the Department of Justice, and they discovered that the Biden administration had a special request for information regarding the Maralago classified documents. So they had an interest in the classified documents before they went down to Maralago to raid the house. So when they asked the White House, the girl with the binder, they said, "How did you find out about the raid in Maralago?" They said, "Oh, we saw it on the news." Acting like they didn't know anything about it, when according to that FOIA document that they discovered, apparently the administration had something to do with putting it all in motion.
Wow.
And now there's no noise about all the different documents that Biden has all over the place: Chinatown, Delaware, Pittsburgh, and it's like documents that he took when he was a senator, which he wasn't authorized to do. The documents he took when he was a vice president, which he wasn't authorized to do. And it's like everything's going to be coming to a head because it's like little by little, like a little red train. GOP in Congress is finding all this information and digging up all of this stuff. They're going to start conducting investigations real soon.
Wow.
That's why That's why the left That's why they keep trying to make Trump bad. Trump bad. Orange man bad.
They're trying to
it's Trump's fault. Everything is Trump's fault.
The spotlight, right? Taking it from this freaking crazy situation with this horrible president and putting it on Trump. But it didn't work, ladies and gentlemen. Real quick, Jesse, I know you're not really into conspiracy theories. I got to ask a question. I'm about to share it on Twitter. I'm going to look in a minute. I'm going to be honest. Jesse, and I asked Christy, do you notice when I asked Jesse these questions, it's kind of because he has a little bit different outlook than us, you know?
Yeah.
Jesse, what do you think? I'm going to pull the picture up on Twitter. What do you think about them saying that Biden is a clone or was replaced or is not the same Biden from the 80s? Because I've seen some pictures, earlobes. What is your thought on that, Jesse?
Uh, I, my thought on that is that I see pictures of him from before and then from now, and obviously he's older, so it's going to look different. But there's certain things, characteristics about what you're talking about. His nose, his ears, how far his eyes are apart, the shape of his mouth, the expressions that he gives, and then it's funny. It's funny because you know when it's Biden that's on the stage because he sits there acting like a fool, not knowing what to say, starts stuttering words. When they catch him by surprise, it's like, in my opinion, I think he's medicated.
Where am I at? What am I doing? Who am I supposed to be talking to?
Yeah,
He's an idiot.
they're like, who shakes hands with a ghost?
Biden.
I mean, who seriously though? Who makes fun of people about ice cream right after a shooting that killed innocent
Yeah, that
children?
was that was
Regardless of whatever is true with that whole story or not. I mean, who does that? Even if it isn't true, who does that?
that's very true. Real quick, our thoughts, like what I've been saying about the Trump case. I got it right here. Trump case will be dismissed, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen. Dershowitz says that he will get charged. Your quick thoughts on the indictment before we wrap this up with one more segment on the culture war. Me and Jesse went viral on TikTok and a little bit on Instagram due to us being brown-skinned Americans. But your thoughts on the indictment? Go ahead, Jesse.
The indictment is just like just like you say, it's going to be dismissed. What they're trying to do is they're just trying to smear Trump with as much stuff as they can because there's people out there that will listen to all this negative information, and it's like, oh no, there's no way I can vote for this guy. He did this, he did that. There's actually some people that all they do is watch CNN and MSNBC. And when you do that, it's like your thinking is not going to be completely formed because you're only getting one side of information.
Totally agree. Christy, your thoughts on the Trump indictment before we move on to the culture segment?
No, it's just exactly what I said earlier. I think that the reason we're not hearing more about it is because they know that it backfired, and they know that the support has gone through the roof since this happened. I think that Trump is going to win 2024 unless they find something really good to stick him with.
Okay. Same thing. I'm sticking to what I said earlier, what I said before, that basically Trump will beat this. If he gets found guilty, my wife said it, y'all. Basically, he's at the right place with the right case. He's on the East Coast. So if they want to get him, it's a perfect place to get him. But again, I think
Yeah.
the case holds no water. And like Jesse said, they are just reaching at this point. Didn't they try this in 2016? Okay. And with that, y'all, we're winding down. Final
Yeah.
situation here. Jesse, we went viral. Let me see if I can pull it up. The clip. Where's it at? Jesse, this was pretty good over here. If I can pull it. Oh, my shirt, straight pride. Let's go. Jesse, this one right here. This clip did pretty good. Somebody called in. We were respectful. And they were saying that we need to act like we can't act. We're acting white because we're Americans. Jesse, this I don't know if you saw it on TikTok, brother, but this one probably hit what 18,000 views, Christy? I don't know what it is, but they're on there, people saluting us. What are your thoughts about that, Jesse? When people tell us our own kind that we're acting white when we try to, when we are patriotic. Go ahead, Jesse.
Well, one of the things about that, because I was reading over some of those comments, and then it's like it's not that we're against our Mexican culture. We know we have that history in our background, in our blood, our skin. But one of the things that we're only loyal to one country.
Mm.
So I enjoy mariachi music. I eat Mexican food every day. It's like it's like I take mañanitas to my mom on Mother's Day, and it's like I do all the Mexican culture things. And it's like, but one of the things that I learned, I was working at juvenile probation in Dallas, Texas. I stopped at a taco place to pick up some burritos, and I walked up to the counter, and there's a Mexican flag over the counter where you pay. So I looked around, and I couldn't see an American flag. And they're like, well, that's strange. So I asked the guy behind the counter. I said, excuse me. And I talked to him in Spanish. I said, I noticed that you got a Mexican flag up there, but you don't have an American flag. So the guy tells me, my heart belongs to Mexico. And I said, okay. So then what
Go
are you
back.
doing in Dallas? And what kind of money is in your cash register?
Let's go.
So like you said, well, I got American dollars. Well, why don't you have Mexican pesos? Why didn't you open a restaurant in Mexico? Oh, they make it very hard to have a business over there, and you can't make no money. And they're like, so then you came to the United States, but your heart is in Mexico. Make up your mind. If your heart is in Mexico, why aren't you in Mexico?
Right.
And it's
Wow.
not saying anything against Mexico or the culture. It's like, I know a lot of people that have restaurants down there and they make a good living. Lawyers, doctors, uh, uh, businessmen, people that work at the factories. They make a lot of cars down there, computers. Uh, it's a great place to live. But if you're going to come over here and you're going to fly the Mexican flag, I hope you have an American flag right next to it because, well, you're in the United States.
Wow.
And it's like it doesn't
Nick,
have anything. It doesn't have anything to do. It's like when I was in. It's like when I was in the military. There was a lot of Latinos in the military. There's a lot of Latinos in the military right now. There were people that have served in the war. I know a couple of people that they weren't even citizens. They were trying to become citizens, and they were still in the military trying to become citizens. And one of my friends, I remember him. His name was Pancho. So I had asked him. I said, "Hey, Pancho, how come you didn't join the Mexican military, and instead you joined the American military?" He said, "Because in America, I have more rights. In America, I have more freedom. In America, I have the ability to live a dream and to have that dream come true." That's why you got 5 million illegal aliens crossing the border.
Exactly. Chris, Jesse,
mm,
Christy, man, thank you, brother Jesse. Christy, real quick, sis, from the outside looking in, you know, my fellow Patriot, the Kentucky MAGA white girl, Christy, y'all. What are your thoughts, Christy, when you see the our people telling us that we're trying to act white? Like Rio said, what is acting white? But what do you think about that, Christy, when you see our own people berate us, and even the black Democrats like Gibbo and Mitch and all them losers that always tell us that, we're traitors? What are your thoughts about that, Christy? Looking outside, looking in. I know you have your plight with your, the way they treat you. But when you see people like us, sis, what are your thoughts? What comes across your mind, Christy, if you don't mind?
I have never seen a population of people hold on to their heritage so strongly. Like, I don't I don't guess that I understand. I was born and raised on a farm where I was taught that about freedom and about all these things. And I know so many people come over here with want to come to the greatest country in the world, and then bash us whenever, or bash it whenever they're here. I've just never seen a group of people hold on to their heritage so strong. It goes all the way from from their love of Mexico to their music with SPM to, it bumfuzzles me. I just don't understand it, because
Right.
if I was to hold on to and I've said this before, if I was to hold on to my heritage the same way that this group of people holds on to theirs, I would be strung up somewhere. And I mean, people would hate me because, ancestry is just what it is. Heritage is just what it is. But if you're here, I've just never seen a group of people hold on to heritage so strong. It just, I don't understand. Like, did they forget, like, whenever they came here, the plight and the problems that they had in their own country, and it was just so easily washed away? If they have that much loyalty and stuff to that country, go back. Like, I'm serious. I'll set up the
Yep.
GoFundMe's to
Yep.
help. I'm being serious. Like, go back. We don't need any
Traitors. Traitors.
yeah,
And
we don't need any
and I'm
traitors
I'm
over there
I'm,
at all.
I'm gonna say this to those that don't like me, kick rocks. I love my country. And I'm a little bit more, far removed than you, Jesse. I grew up, in a Hispanic household, whatever. But my parents never spoke to me in Spanish, and they did not, whatever, right? And they couldn't, to be honest, my dad, my grandfather, he kind of didn't get along with some Mexicans, like the real people from Mexico. People don't understand. Americans like us, we sometimes don't get along with Mexicans, the ones from Mexico, like for real. They come over here. They don't like us sometimes, and we're kind of, I'm got to be honest. But I'm not going to apologize for me loving my country that I was born in. If they get so mad that I try to act white because I love America, this is all I know.
Exactly.
This is all I
That's my
know.
hope.
Why do
There's
they
con-
fault
there,
me? Why do they
there,
fault me
there,
for loving all
there's
I
con- there-
know?
there's
They fight
confusion,
you for the
bro,
same.
because it's like
They. Oh, go ahead, Jesse. I'm sorry. Go
when I
ahead.
started elementary school in the first grade in geez, what jump? I think it was 1960. I didn't know how to speak English, bro,
What?
because everybody in my house spoke Spanish. The first day of school, I was scared to death because it was like, oh wow, I'm not going to be able to communicate with anybody when I go to school. But what I discovered was that all the other little kids that were there in the first grade, they didn't know how to speak English either. So we had to learn how to speak English because now we were in school. So then we grew up as like my father spoke English, my mom spoke English. My father and mother went to Roy Miller High School. They graduated from Roy Miller, battling Bucks all the way. That was, in fact, it was the first high school in Corpus Christi. So it was like it wasn't about not wanting to speak English. It's just that we never spoke English in our house before I went to school.
Wow.
And then as we grew up, it was English and Spanish, English and Spanish, English and Spanish. I had black friends, white friends, Mexican friends, friends from all different cultures. And one of the things that I found that was more important than trying to identify myself as what I was to be honorable, law abiding, respect my country, and love my country. When I used to say the Pledge of Allegiance in school, all the way from first grade, is like, to me, that was something very important. And it's like, well, as I grew up, I was just patriotic, man. I loved America ever since I was a little kid.
Wow.
So if loving America makes me, how does that take away from me being of Mexican descent? It doesn't. As a matter of fact, if you look on my Twitter feed, I have an interview on there with CNN. It happened in 2015 before the debates. And the lady, Data Bash from CNN, asked me, when she was introducing me, she said, "Oh, we have here Jesse Lopez, an Hispanic American, a Mexican American." I said, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm an American with Mexican descent. I was born in the United States. My ancestors are Mexican for a long way. My grandfather made beer for Pancho Villa in the Revolution. That's how Mexican my blood is. But I was born in America."
Whew.
That's where my loyalty is.
That's what I'm saying. I'm in the same boat.
Well, my blood's pretty white.
And Christy, you shouldn't be ashamed of that, sis.
And I'm not.
Look,
I'm not.
White lives. I'm just saying though, like they want you to be ashamed of that. White lives matter. We stand up for all lives, y'all. This shirt just triggers the haters. And with that, y'all, we're finna wind it down. We've been here
Hey, you
longer.
know what?
Go ahead, Jesse. Go ahead.
Something is funny. I went to the gun store the other day
Yeah.
and I bought a new 45, right? A Colt. And when I filled out the paperwork, it asked me what my race was. The only one that fit was white.
Let's go.
The form for buying a gun said my race was white. So I put the check mark right there. I wasn't black.
He identified, y'all. Identified as white. Hey, awesome, y'all.
And I ain't leaving.
And I ain't leaving. Okay, y'all. Thank y'all for joining us, y'all. This is an awesome show. We're going to keep bringing more of this to y'all. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you, Christy. Sorry for the little audio mess up glitches, y'all. We're trying to get this right. We got a lot of things streaming, so cut us some slack and grace and mercy. Thank y'all. Final words, Christy, real quick, and Jesse, and then I'll wrap it up. Go ahead, Christy.
Nothing, just the things that I said, anybody that needs a King James Version Bible, get with me. I'll put the link on my Instagram. Just keep fighting for what's right. Jesus is Lord. And I say that every show, but it's the truth. That's the foundation of everything.
That's the message. Go ahead.
People need to wake up, because this election that's coming up is not about politics. It's about whether or not the United States of America is going to survive as a country and is going to have the same freedoms and rights for your children and grandchildren that you have. So don't take it for granted. Get out there and you got to vote these people out of office, because they're destroying the country.
Totally agree.
That right here.
MAGA forever. Our people are with it. Jesse, you know our people are with it. We're hard-headed. People don't like Trump. People have left the Trump train. It's me, Christy, and Jesse, and a couple more C-45 MAGA-tards. Straight up, y'all. We ain't getting off this Trump train. Straight up. But with that, y'all, we thank you for joining us.
That's it, man. That's it.
You heard the man. Now
That's the way to save the
follow the
country.
real plan. Amen. And with that, we got to get out of here, y'all. Christ is Lord. Jesse, thank you. Christy, thank you. Remember, y'all, you're an American. You're a patriot. You got grit. Christy!
Act like it!
Yeah. Later, y'all.
Yeehaw!